today. I want y'all to rock with me. I want y'all to make sure y'all locked in. You're going to enjoy and love this conversation. I'm letting you know that now. But before I'm going to tell you what the conversation in a second, before we do, as you come on, I need you to do me a favor. Drop something down in the comments. Let me know you're here. Let me know what your name is. Let me know where you're from, right? If you got a business. So we're broadcasting this across Black and Married with Kids and our Traffic Sales and Profit entrepreneur community. For my entrepreneurs, you got a business. I want to know what your business is because today, whether you're an entrepreneur or not, this conversation is going to hopefully inspire you. What's up, Connie? Thanks for joining. It's going to push you with all this crazy stuff going on today, right? It's a lack of resources. It may be a lack of money, right? It may be a lack of job or employment for you, but we're going to talk about how you can actually push through that and get to where you need to get through. All right, what's up, Tamisa coming in? I see you. Shout out to you, right? Let me see who we got down in the chat already. What's up, Stephanie? He said, thank you, Lamar and Ronnie, for all you do. Hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate just all y'all rocking with us over the years. We started Black and Married with Kids over 12 years ago, almost 12 and a half years ago. Traffic Sales and Profit we've been doing for a few years now, and we cannot do any of it without all of y'all. So know that we definitely appreciate you and all that y'all do. And let me see, man, it's just so much. I see a lot of people coming in. Hey, Deborah, what's going on? Hey, Kimberly, thanks for joining. This is good. This is good. All right, y'all. So what we're here to talk about today, we're talking about story time. And like I said, this is a brand new segment. I've never done it before. But anybody that knows me know I got a story for you. I got a story on top of stories. For anything in your life that happened, I got a story for it. And in that story, it's going to be some nuggets. So one of the things I said is I wanted to start bringing to our Facebook communities, to our online community, some of these stories so that you can kind of pick up some of the nuggets in them and then be able to use them in your life, in your business, in your relationship, whatever that could be. And today, for the very first story time, I wanted to bring in my brother for this one, right? My main man for years now. And this is gonna be a good one. So today I'm talking about how to hustle and network your way to business success with my main man, actor and rapper Tray Chaney, right? How to hustle and network your way to business success. Because y'all, like don't get overtaken with the obstacles and things you see in front of you. You can get through all this stuff going on. We're gonna talk about that today. Before I bring him on, let me tell you about this dude in case you didn't know. Tray Chaney from Bounce TV, Saints and Sinner, and HBO's The Wire is a multi-talented artist, entertainer who first began performing at the age of 8 years old, y'all, as a rapper and dancer. He's best known for his role as Poot on HBO's original hit series The Wire. He made his first film appearance in 2003's Head of State with Chris Rock and Bernie Mac. Who remember that Head of State, right? Drop a comment down below, let me know. Followed by roles in The Salon, co-starring Vivica A. Fox, and Streets, co-starring rapper actor Meek Mill. In 2006, Trey debuted as an author with the release of an inspirational autobiography entitled The Truth You Can't Betray. And in 2017, he starred and produced the movie Six Hearts, One Beach, which landed a distribution deal with PureFlix. Trey's latest creative venture entails stepping into the world of music as a writer, producer, and rapper. His original song, Self-Made Stars, featured in the Netflix film Jamesy Boy, which he also stars in alongside Ving Rhames, James Wood, and Mary Louise Parker. And yes, I did do the video for that one too. We'll talk about that in a second. And most recently in 2016 to currently, right, Trey landed as a series regular role on Bounce TV's original series Saints and Sinners as the character Kendrick, filming in Atlanta. If you come into it, right, they got the billboards all around the city of Atlanta. Y'all know when you come to TSP events, you probably seen one of these Bounce TV billboards with Trey on it. He's a Maryland native. He uses every minute to hone his talents. He continues to innovate and entertain. Y'all, please show some love to my main man, Mr. Tray Chaney. What's going on, Trey?
What's up, brother? What's going on with you, man?
Hey, nothing much, man. I'm excited about us being able to have this conversation today, man, to help some people out.
Yeah, man. You know you family, man. You and Ronnie, man, and the kids, man. Y'all been family from day one. It's so funny because when you started Black and Married with Kids over 12 years ago, I was right there.
Right.
Like I was there before that, but I was right there when y'all was starting, man. And just to, see you and Ronnie, man, and everything that we all got going on all the way up until this day. It's amazing, man. We never gave up. We kept going, bro.
Exactly. And I forget, y'all actually were in the very first movie. The very first movie did Happily Ever After. You and Aisha were actually in that joint. I forget.
Exactly.
It's been so long, man. But this has been great. So I was thinking the other day, something happened, and I just was thinking about some different stuff. And this is a segment I've been wanting to do for a while, where I just kind of share stories. And as I did it, one of the stories I always tell people, not I never told it online, but kind of behind the scenes, is how like
Yeah.
me and my man Trey used to do these music videos, and we would bubble them up, and they was like just me, him, a camera, him rapping, and we literally would be like on BET going head to head with Interscope and RCA
Yeah.
and all these major labels, and people don't ever believe me. But I wanted to talk about that because I think in everything that's going on now, people are going to have to try to find ways to hustle for real and how to legitimately get out
Exactly.
here and make their own opportunities, man. I feel like you're one of the best examples of that ever. But before we go into that, right, because I did mention it, Trey, you were on the biggest, arguably the best series ever,
Yeah.
television series ever, HBO series The Wire. Correct me if I'm wrong, are you the only character to actually make it through all 5 seasons?
Man, I am the last man standing on The Wire. I did make it all 5 seasons. And it's so funny. Look, a lot of people don't know, man. The Wire was my first audition, first job I ever booked as an actor. Of course, I played the character Malik Poot Carr. And like I said, man, I think I could speak for every last character on The Wire. None of us knew that The Wire was going to be what it was like right now. You know what I'm saying? You talking about over 18 years later. The Wire premiered in 2002. So you talking about 18 years later now, since this whole COVID-19 coronavirus thing, they saying The Wire is the biggest show again in the world. So I'm just, man, I was just so honored, man, to be a part of something fresh out the gate. You know what I'm saying? As an artist, as an actor, and now, like I said, the success of it's just huge, man. And again, it was just an honor to be a part of that.
Hey, I'm curious real quick. How did you actually land a role for that?
Well, a lady by the name of Linda Townsend, who's from our hometown, Washington D.C., Forestville, Maryland. I started off as a hip hop dancer, so she had discovered me at the legendary venue Lincoln Theater. I was performing, rapping, dancing, and I remember her stepping to me. I want to say that was in 2000. She said, "I don't specialize in representing dancers or rappers, but I do submit clients that are actors for different television, film projects." So she said, is that something that may interest you? Is that something that you may want to do?" And I was like, yeah, I've always wanted to be in the entertainment business in any form or fashion. So if acting is something that you could submit me for, I'll get involved. So Linda Townsend was the first talent agent manager from DC, our hometown, that submitted me for The Wire as an actor. She's like, "Okay, we're gonna give this thing a shot. All you got to do is remember a monologue." And it's so funny because I read for Weebay.
All right.
When she submitted me, I read for the character Weebay, and I remember getting a call back. And anybody out there, man, is trying to understand what a callback is for an actor is when that they're, really considering you. The producers, the directors, the casting is considering you for a role, so they just call you back so you can read in front of the whole HBO or whatever show, whatever network that you're auditioning for. So when I went back for the callback, I read for Weebay again. I had to remember the monologue, and I was always good at remembering words just because I write, and
Yeah.
rap. So I remember, man, going in there, man, reading for David Simon, who's the creator, Pat Moran, who was the casting director, and just the whole staff of HBO, man. It was crazy. And then they called me back like a couple weeks later, and I was booked and casted for the role as Pooh. So Linda Townsend was the beginning of that. She discovered me and she submitted me.
And it sounded like it was one of those things where you just got to be ready, right? We say stay
It
ready so you don't have to get ready.
Stay ready so you don't gotta get ready, and that's been my motto since that show. Since years ago, that's been my motto, man. Always stand ready, so I'll never gotta get ready.
All right. Shout out to Ron, my man Ron Douglas in the chat said he literally just saw you kill off Wallace. I guess in the last day, so he's watching The Wire, right?
Man,
Is that the number one question you get, man? Why y'all have to kill Wallace? If y'all don't know, well tell them is that the number one question, and then if they don't know who Wallace is, tell them who Wallace is.
let me tell y'all who Wallace is. Wallace is Michael B. Jordan, one of the biggest stars in the world, who's still my homeboy to this day, man. But that scene was definitely, one of the scenes. I mean, like I said, and that was in first season. So that scene of me and Bodie, who's played by J.D. Williams, shout out to J.D. But when me and Bodie have to take Michael B. Jordan's character Wallace up in that room and kill him because he was snitching and he tried to run away from the Barksdale crew, man, that's still a scene to this day. People walk up and say, I can't believe you shot Wallace. All the time. Everywhere I go around the world, people always say, man, that scene was the scene that I still cry to this day. It's so funny because they had a Wire watch party on Zoom last week. And that episode was the episode I watched it with all of our fans. And they were able to ask me and JD, questions about how hard that scene was to deliver. So, yeah, man, that's the scene that actually, I want to say, made my career, for real. I mean, because I still, even when I walk into auditions now with casting directors, they be like, you shot Wallace. You shot Michael B. Jordan off The Wire. And, I mean, I guess it's a good thing, because they do know me from that. But at the same time, I'm like, look, y'all, that was just television. That was just me playing the character, man. Michael B. Jordan, that's the homie. I got to get at him, too, man. We've been trying to put some stuff together, man. I can't really speak about it now, but we going to put something together with Michael B., man, soon.
I love it. I love it. So Trey, let's get into this, man, because I feel like this is going to be a great conversation. About like some of the history and some of the stuff we kind of did, because always tell my clients about pieces of it, because I feel like sometimes people need to get out of the habit of waiting for opportunity, and you're going to make your own opportunity. So to break into the story a little bit, right? And Trey, I'm gonna start it off, man. Jump in wherever, right? It's been a while, right? It's been a decade now almost. So let me know if you remember things differently. Let me know too. But so I met Trey when I was living in DC area still. Both of us in PG County, Maryland. I moved to Atlanta. I did at the time I was doing video stuff. I think we'd already made our first documentary. I said Trey and his wife Aisha in it, Happily Ever After, a positive image of black marriage that we did for Black and Married with Kids. We might have even did the second one too, You Saved Me. But we down here, I moved to Atlanta. I get a call in Atlanta to do a music video for Speech. Speech, the front man of Arrested Development. Shout out to Speech. I never did a music video before, but like Trey just said, stay ready. So you ain't got to get ready. Somebody called me, said, can you do a music video? I said, who's it for? They said, Speech. I said, the dude with the Grammy and the MTV Music Video Awards. Yes, I can. I'll be there, right? So I go and do that one for him. Then, not too long after that, I was thinking about it this morning. I was at the Blogalicious conference at National Harbor. And you came through. Shout out to Stacey Ferguson and Blogalicious. You came through, and I remember we were in a hotel room, and I was telling you, I think at the time I had the movie Men Ain't Boys about to come. And I was telling you about Men Ain't Boys. I was talking about fatherhood. I know you always been a strong father. You love your kids to death, man. You follow this dude online. He always talking about his kids. I know this dude's a stand-up dude. Got the dedicated father movement now. But we talk about fatherhood and stuff, and I tell you about the movie, and somehow we talked about, I don't know if you told me you had a song, you was making a song, but somehow we got this thing that you was doing a song around called Fatherhood, and I was going to do the video for it.
I got to jump in real quick.
Yeah, jump in.
I remember that conversation in that room. And it's so funny, Lamar, because you were actually the one that gave me the idea for the song. You gave me the one. And, because I know you say we were talking about if I had a song, but when you started giving me the idea for your film, I said, Lamar, that would be perfect for me to write about as an artist, because in hip hop music today, it's so much negativity. A lot of rappers, who are fathers, they may not always express that they love their kids or they have kids, or they may not speak on the subject of fatherhood. So it was almost like, and this is a nugget right here, it was something that the hip hop audience wasn't used to. So I'm like, well, in order for me to really break into the industry as a hip hop artist, let me go ahead and go for my brother Lamar Tyler's idea and say, let me create maybe a theme song for the movie and you shoot the video. So Fatherhood, when I wrote that, man, a lot of that credit definitely has to go to you for just giving me the idea. And when I wrote it, after you heard the song, I remember you say, man, that's it. That's it right there. We're going to shoot a joint for that. And then it's so funny because all these memories are coming back now as I'm talking to you. you were like, well, I live in Atlanta. And I was like, well, I'm here in DC, but I'm going to make a way to get there to film for you to shoot this video. And I'll never forget me, my dad, my son
Yep,
Malachi,
Malachi was
who
down there.
was how old? Malachi's 13 now, so Malachi was what, 4 or 5?
Man, I'm about to show the video in a second. I just looked at the video before I got this. I was like,
Yeah,
that dude was a baby. I was like,
Malachi's probably tall. Malachi's taller than me. He might be taller than you now. So he's 13 now. So he had to be, if that was 2011, 2012. Yeah, he was about 5. And I remember us driving out there, getting a hotel, and my
yep,
dad was out there with me. So you had the idea saying, look, we're gonna put your father in it. Since
all three
you wrote a
generations.
song called Fatherhood, you got your son, you got your father. And man, like I said, man, the drive down there, I just never forget. Even getting on set with you, shooting it, it was crazy.
So Trey, we got Natina down in the post. What's up, Natina Martins? She said, post the song. It said they want to get to the song, and we're gonna get to the song in 1 second. I got the video queued up for y'all. I got the video queued up, Natina. But let me tell y'all this, right? Because like Trey said, like nugget number one is to be different.
Mm-hmm.
When everybody going to the left, you go to the right. You look for that blue
Go
ocean
to the right.
strategy, like the book talk about, right? Where the calm waters nobody's at, and why it would have been so easy for Trey's first joint to been something right in the vein of The Wire. We said, nah, we going totally to the other side. Let's make something about
Yeah.
fatherhood,
Mm-hmm.
and let's do that. So before I'm gonna show the video, before we do, Trey, I want them to know this is where the hustle and the grind part come in. This video y'all about to see, I shot it with a $700, and that's like with taxes, $700 Canon T3i camera that I bought from Best Buy on 301 in Waldorf, Maryland before I left to come to Atlanta,
Wow.
right? So I shot it
Wow.
there. Trey came down with his dad and his
We
son.
drove we drove 10 hours.
They
That's
drove.
that's the dedication and passion that I had for what I do. And that's another nugget, man. Anything I go to the extent when it comes to my art. So I mean, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna fly. We're gonna take a ride. We drove 10 hours with my 5-year-old son and my dad.
And look, check this out, Trey. I don't know if you remember this, but what's crazy, and I want y'all to see it, right? I know looking back, somebody will be like, well, I could tell. You couldn't tell at the minute, right? And I'm gonna tell y'all what we did with this video is gonna blow your mind. So make sure you watch the video, then we'll talk what we did with it. But this video that we shot 99% of this joint all at my house. We shot it.
I, I was waiting for you to say
We
that.
shot it. Look, check this out, y'all. In my garage, the week Trey and them came, I painted one of the
Wow.
walls, right? So I said, this is going to be the main drop. I had
Mm.
a reversible flip screen background that was white on one side, black on the other side. So I said, we got the wall is one scene, the black backdrop, the white backdrop, and then we filmed like 10 seconds at my kitchen table and like 10 seconds in the bathroom with Malachi brushing his teeth. And then
Bro.
we did like a walkthrough at Atlantic Station here in Atlanta. But again, right? It wasn't big budget. It wasn't two people arguing over. It wasn't me trying to beat Trey down. I'm gonna do all of this, but you're gonna have to pay me all this money to do it. It wasn't Trey saying, well, I'm already a big movie star. I'm in all 5 seasons of The Wire. You gotta do all of this.
Yeah.
We said, look, man, I love what you about. You love what I'm about. How can we work together? Let's do
Let's do
something
it.
for the culture. Let's do something for our community. Let's do something for fathers to encourage dudes that ain't doing what they need to do more, to give dap and celebrate the cats that's doing what they supposed to do. And I think it'll be magic. So
Yeah.
man, let's cut. Should we jump to it, Trey?
Yeah, let's jump to it,
All
brother.
right, y'all. So I'm gonna give y'all. We won't run the whole thing, but I'm gonna give y'all a piece. This is Fatherhood
Yeah.
by Tray Chaney, the first joint we ever did together. And keep watching because after I'm not gonna play the whole thing. I'll play part of it afterwards. I'm gonna blow your mind when I tell you what we did with this video that we shot mostly in my garage with a $700 Canon T3i Rebel. Not even a
Yeah.
pro camera, the Rebel home video. You ain't got no excuse to not succeed. What is you talking about? All right, Trey, I'm getting too
I
hyped up.
feel
Let
you.
me. All right, y'all. Here we go. Fatherhood by Tray Chaney.
Yeah. Father to a fatherless and clear. The topic of discussion is sincere. Honestly, the reason why I try to inspire all these fathers, cause it represents a life. I swear I'd rather die than be labeled as the guy. I swear I'd rather die than be labeled as the guy. I swear I'd rather die than be labeled as the guy. I swear I'd rather die than be labeled as the guy. When I was young, my father told me that I would be the man. And never did he lie, I got the world in my hand. And my little man look up to me. He see how I extra grind. Children are the future, believe I'm gonna invest in mine. And never mind what they expect. This world can do what's wrong, so it's time to stand correct. I ain't saying that I'm perfect, but Malik, I deserve it. Now every day I'm working, so I never see him hurting. Yes, I'm a rapper, educated author, groundbreaking actor, full-time father. Only thing I wanna do is show him how we ought to move. Sky is the limit, do anything you wanna do. And I put him on this earth, so even though it's tough, I know I gotta make it work. Giving it my all, still try to give more. I swear I would die for the one I live for. Father to a fatherless and clear. The topic of discussion is sincere. Honestly, the reason why I try to inspire all these fathers, cause it represents a life. I swear I'd rather die than be labeled as the guy. I swear I'd rather die than be labeled as the guy. I swear I'd rather die than be labeled as the guy. I swear I'd rather die than be labeled as the guy. Yeah, see where I'm from, the fathers.
All right, y'all, that was fatherhood. Trey said, I swear I'd rather die than be labeled as the guy, right? I saw some
Yeah.
flames, some fire emojis down in the chat. But that was
Thank you.
our first joint we did together. And
Yeah.
I tell you what, Trey, was funny. And then we're gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna blow your mind with y'all what we did with this video. But Trey, what's funny is that as a creative, right? Because I don't really touch a lot of video now, but I'm a creator from the videos and movie stuff I used to do. Man, from my aspect, sometimes I cannot stand looking at early stuff I used to do. Are you ever like that? even the people
You know
still
what,
love
man?
it, because people still love it, because even happily ever after, people come up and be like, man, I love that joint. Me and Ronnie just be like, because you learn so much throughout the process as you grow.
Yeah, I'm the same way, Lamar. I've learned so much from my earlier years with videos and movies that I've done. Even The Wire. Like I be looking like I really said that line like that. Like that's why sometimes I try to not watch earlier stuff that I've done, even though it's a part of history, like this fatherhood video that we did. Once you get into
Right.
what we done with it and what still continues to happen with that video.
Right. So I was just curious. So this joint, because I'm gonna show y'all my favorite joint, two of my favorite joints that me and Trey did together in a second. But Trey, so let's talk what we did with this. So we shot this $700. And y'all drop some comments. Let me know what y'all think. What's up, Ryan? Thanks for the fire emojis right down the chat. Charlene Bond
Yeah.
said she loves it.
Thank you.
Tashiki said, I loved your dedicated father t-shirt. There we go, Trey.
Hey,
All
that's
right.
still out there.
Right. Angela said she feels the same. Some of the creatives saying the same thing. So look, so we took this video. And y'all make sure if you got something, take notes, right? This part right here, because I think all of y'all can do this right now to bubble your stuff up. So we did not
Yeah.
have the direct ear of networks of this and that. We straight up started from the ground with it. So the first thing we did is we had a blog at the time, right? We had blackandmarriedwithkids.com. So the first thing we did is we posted it to my platform, right? So I put it on blackandmarriedwithkids.com. Trey will put it on his social media. I think he might throw it on his
Yeah.
website. And then step two was once we put it on our platform, then I started reaching out to, we talking about today, right? Hustle and networking. I started reaching out to all the people I had built a network with, right? All the other bloggers, all the other fathers, all the other moms and the parents and people that had their own audiences. Now, we probably had a bigger audience than most of them at the time, but the fact was that they had an audience. So I didn't care if it was 5 people that would see it, 10 people, 20
Yeah.
people, 30 people, whatever. Whatever we got to do, we need to groundswell and make this a movement. And while, well, I'm gonna run through this part, then I'm gonna tell y'all what Trey was doing, because Trey was killing it. So we started with our blog, then we got through our network of other blogs and other people that had audience, right? Nobody too small, nobody too big, we hitting them up. Then once we went from them, then we would take, I don't know if you remember this, Trey, we would take all the links up And we would say, hey, guess what, right? We did this video. It's on Black and Married with Kids. We ain't telling them that I was dude behind
Yeah.
Black and Married with Kids. It's on Black and Married with Kids. It's on shout out to
Yeah.
Denise Milner, right? Miss New York Times #1
Oh man,
bestseller, all your favorites. She would throw it on My Brown Baby for us.
my brown baby. Yeah.
The music blogs would do it on us, right? Not even the huge ones yet, but just like the mom and
Yeah.
pop joints, like literally everybody that I ever met that had a blog would run it on there. Then we would round up all of those links and say, wow, this thing is going crazy on all the blogs, and then we would take it to the online media sites. So Essence.com, Jet.com, which available
Yeah.
back then. Hello Beautiful, right? The Interactive One sites, and say, look, y'all, all the blogs is talking about this video that we
Yep.
did, so it must be hot. Then they would start to run it. So then we would bubble up
They would start running.
Essence.com and Jet.com. I think for this first video, was this the one that the New York Post picked up? And they did the story about, it's something about fatherhood, Jay-Z, maybe Blue Ivy was
that
just
I was
born.
the one. Yeah. That I was the one who did that before Jay-Z or something. It was something to that extent that they said Jay-Z has this song out, but Tray Chaney was the first one that said something about his kids in a song. It was something to that extent.
Because he had mentioned something about having his first daughter or something like that in one of the songs. So
Yeah.
So New York Post, so we bubbled this. So then all this we did. So every way was just a step up. So then we collected all of the links from all the media properties because those got more social juice than just the blogs, right? So we took the blogs and we
Right.
bottled those up, got the online media. We went to online media, bottled those up. Then we went to local press. And Trey started hitting up all the local press and saying, hey, like I'm a dude here in the area. Look, I was on this show, I did all of this, but look at all this chatter going on about this actual song. So then the local press was bringing him in. He was killing it with local press. He was doing performances on local press. Getting it.
Performances, yeah.
But then we bottled all of that up and then used that and leveraged that to actually get on the networks. And before
Right.
we talk about the networks and what networks we got on, Trey, because this one is big, y'all. You got to make sure you pay attention to this. Before we talk about that, Trey, I want to talk about the way you was hustling online. Because one of the things I told Ronnie, I said, oh, this dude, I ain't never seen nobody hustle and network like this dude online. Like from the time I wake up to the time I would go to bed, y'all, Trey would be
Yeah,
talking to
straight
people,
up.
connecting with people. And he was like tagging me in all these joints and making connections. So talk about that part of it, man. How you was reaching out. Was it all people that you knew, people that you didn't know? How did you leverage stuff? How did you
Yeah.
build these relationships?
Well, again, Lamar, a lot of what you were just saying, man, about us bottling all of the links up. You taught me that. I still do that to this day. And even reaching out to people online, I was on Twitter, Facebook. This was before Instagram, actually.
Yep.
So I was on Twitter and Facebook and emails, just hitting. I would connect with them on Facebook and Twitter, and then I get their email and still send them the link, the YouTube link. So, like I said, man, from the time waking up to going to bed, I was pushing enter, send on that video, whether it was an email, whether it was people on Twitter that I didn't even know. Like some of the huge blogs like Bossip and all of those type of, Double XL and different blogs like that. I was just hitting them like, okay, and leveraging who I was already from The Wire. I'm on these people's favorite show. So I'm like, all right, this is how I'm introducing my music to you. And it's not what you expect. It's not negative. It's talking about fatherhood. It's uplifting. It's motivational. So, man, I was just constantly tweeting, atting people on Facebook. And I was always including y'all's at in the messages. So it was like guerrilla style connection. I was just connecting with people like, yo, this is who I am. And it's so funny because back then I was learning what to say and how to say it on the internet and how to type a headline. And it was Trey, crazy for me, man.
Hold up. So you mean you did it even though you didn't know the exact right way to do it? You did it anyway. Is that what I'm hearing?
I did it anyway. I did it guerrilla style. And because I believed in it so much. I believed in what we were talking about. I believed in you as a director and directing my video. And then the content, the message. It was almost like what I would say to people. I'm like, I'm going to give you something that you can't deny. Many of these people that we tweeting and we atting on Facebook, they got kids. Whether you're a father, whether you're a mother, I'm like, I'm gonna send you this video that's definitely gonna touch your heart, and it's something that you just can't deny. So that's the mentality I had with it. I said, I'm gonna go guerrilla style, even if I don't know you, even if you block me or stop following me. I was still showing up, and I'm telling you, man, that eventually led to me doing the same thing to the networks with all of that packaged and saying, this is what I was able to do without you and without a record label.
So Trey, can you tell them what happened with the networks? Did this thing ever hit TV? What TV did it hit? What stations? Let's talk about that for a second.
Man, let me tell y'all what happened. So with the whole guerrilla marketing, I ran across, I don't know, was it you that ran across DMDS? Or was it me?
I think it was you. I think you told me about it because I never heard of it. I think you told me about it.
We ran across this site called DMDS while I was marketing, and DMDS back then was just like a go-to for you to submit your videos to large networks. And I remember hitting Lamar up. I'm like, look, man, this is how much it costs. We worked that out some type of way to submit and, go through getting the video closed caption if a network wanted to play it. Because at this point, we didn't know if a network was going to pick it up. So in doing that, once we submitted to a network, once we were able to submit, I would find out who worked at the network. So I was finding out all these different types of people that I knew in the industry. I was asking questions. I was calling people at all types of times in the morning, at night, just trying to get to the person who was in charge until I came across Stephen Hill at BET. When Stephen Hill was working at BET at the time. And Mercedes Funderburg, that was another one. And Mercedes Funderburg was the talent rep at 106 and Park. So it was so crazy because somebody had gave me Mercedes Funderburg's email address. I wasn't supposed to have it, but I got the email address. I reached out to her and I sent her all of the stuff that me and you had accumulated with the blogs. And I remember sending that video to BET. I heard back from her maybe like 2 days later saying how much she loved the video. So my next thing was, look, we submitted it through this company, DMDS. We got it closed caption. She said, okay, I'm going to take it to BET. We'll see what happens. We usually don't play videos on a network unless you sign to a label. So with that being said, man, I didn't let that discourage me. It was something, again, it was the mentality of me saying, look, they can't deny this. BET ain't playing stuff like this. Let us be the sugar coat for the stuff that they already playing. Let us be the sugar coat for something positive. Because it was a whole bunch of negativity on the network. So, man, I remember her hitting me back saying, look, Trey, we want to play the video on 106 and Park on BET. But not only do we want to play it, they built the show around your video. And they want to include you on the show to speak about it. Man, I remember calling you, man. I was like, dog, they want me on they want me on 106 and Park. But the crazy part was, I remember I used to always complain about never being invited when I was on The Wire. They used to invite all my cast members. I never got an invite. I'm like, man, why can't I be on 106 and Park? But it was, for me, man, I always tell people it was God's way of saying you're not supposed to be on there yet. When you do get on there, you're gonna be by yourself. You're gonna stand out, and it's gonna be for something that has nothing to do with acting. A music video that me and my brother Lamar Tyler shot in his garage. You know what I'm saying? And man, once we submitted that thing, man, when I got on 106 and Park, man, that was it. Then you got mainstream media, you know what I'm saying? Huffington Post and all these people like just reaching out, and that was the grind. And that's still my motto to this day. I still do the same thing with every video I put out.
So hey y'all, if you just joined it, my name is Lamar Tyler, creator and founder of Traffic Sales and Profit, co-founder of Black and Married with Kids, my wife Ronnie. We're here today with rapper and actor Tray Chaney from HBO's The Wire, from Bounce TV's Saints and Sinners, and we talking about how to hustle and network your way to success. So as we kind of break this down and talk about it, one of the things I want to break down and make sure y'all are aware of, right? Make sure that you kind of learn through this process is that one of the things I want to make sure we talk about and do it. All right, my bad, y'all. One of the things I want to make sure we talk about and do and kind of break down for y'all is this process Trey just talked about. So Trey talked about the fact that they didn't just debut the song on there, y'all. They actually built a show around this topic. They built a full show around the actual topic of fatherhood. And so I want to make sure y'all didn't miss that. What I also wanted to make sure you didn't miss was some of these nuggets. So first we talked about the fact you need to be different. Second, we gave you the strategy for how we kind of just bubbled up. So it wasn't the thing like we went straight to the networks and said, hey, play our stuff. Then we got discouraged if they didn't. We started with what we had. Then we went out to the people that we knew. Then we used that to leverage up to the next level, next level, next level until we could get to the networks and then do what we had to do. Trey himself said he did not stop, was not discouraged, right? Had to keep pushing. We had to leverage what we had, the connections we had, the opportunities we had, the people that we knew. Trey, I love this, right? He said he did not wait to be perfect. So he was trying to figure out what's the best way to communicate. What's the best way for me to hit somebody on Twitter and for them to understand? What's the best subject line or headline for me to email out or to send out through social media for people to actually connect, which he talked about all of that. And then I love this part that Trey dropped too, y'all. That was a major nugget. Trey said he had to find out who the decision makers were. So just sending the stuff and submitting it through the proper channels was not enough because your stuff probably will never get noticed. We did that, but then Trey followed up on the background trying to figure out who was the person he needed to connect to. Then was
the person.
I'm telling y'all, nobody's determined like this dude's determined. This dude will find a way. And this dude was like, man, look, I'm going to get to the right person and I'm going to make sure they notice us and I'm going to make sure they know what's got on. Like I said, which ended up for this song, literally, like I said, not just debuting, but them building a whole show where they did not show, I think it's only one other video they showed. And this is the beauty of it, Trey, when they did it. It was two songs about fatherhood. So it was Trey and it was a new artist from Interscope. And then all the rest of it was just conversation, almost like, what was it, Teen Summit, right? Back in the day, it used to be the joint. So it was almost like a Teen Summit conversation where like it just was everybody sitting around. And y'all remember 106 in Park, right? Like at that time, 106 in Park was the show if you had rap songs to kind of debut on, be on. If you remember 106 in Park, drop a comment down below. Let me know. I'm not tripping.
Yeah.
So a whole show built around it where this is one of the two songs that they talk about and they highlight. And Trey, all I remember is sitting there looking at the other video they showed and saying, man, this thing got Interscope money behind it. This thing got major label money behind it. It got major label push behind it. And I said, we going toe-to-toe with a joint.
We're going toe-to-toe.
That we shot with a $700 camera from Best Buy in Waldorf, Maryland. We did the whole joint in my garage. You drove down, right? So 2 tanks of gas to get to the set, right? Two fill-ups from DC area, you down in Atlanta. But man, I think it just showed like the determination of saying, you know what, that's the goal where I want to get to. And like you said, not letting hurdles kind of get in your way on the way to get there.
Exactly, man. And that's what I encourage anybody out there that's listening and watching right now, because that's exactly what it's about. It's about if you have an idea that you really, truly feel can work and it's something that you feel can benefit others, man, and inspire and motivate others to get up and go. You gotta push through. You gotta keep going, because it's so many times that we get, a lot of people get discouraged, man, when they get an idea and it just doesn't necessarily work out the way that they want it to work. It's almost like they get emotionally attached to, what I'm saying, to the outcome and the process. And it's like, nah, man, you gotta make sure that you're going full speed at all times, whether you feel it's working to your advantage or not. Because at the end of the day, just think if we would have stopped Lamar at just submitting to through DMDS, and I would have never reached out to Mercedes, or even when I reached out to her, she would reach back maybe every couple of days. I would still stay on top of her until she never said it, you know what I'm saying? But until she got sick of me or whatever. But at the same time, all my tactics, they worked. They worked all the way up until me being on that national platform that I was never invited to, now having a show based around my video, and they made sure that that was, put out in the press. They put that out there, like, yo, I was in BET press releases. You know what I'm saying? So that was a major moment, man. It really defined the journey that I'm on now. And me continuing to put out content, even with TV shows, independent films, and everything that I got going on now.
All right, so that y'all was just the setup. So there's a few things I want to share that happened since then, and how we was able to kind of parlay that, because essentially that and I spent more time on that. We will kind of go through the other stuff quicker, but I wanted to show y'all like what that system looked like that we used in those early days, because that system, then all we did was just take it, rinse and repeat. One of the biggest mistakes I see entrepreneurs make is they hit something and it worked, and they stop doing what actually worked. So one of the things Trey's like, what is that? I don't even understand that, man. I see it all the time. So one of the things that we did is we found out, okay, this is the freaking system. So how can we just run more stuff down that system that we created, the network we created, where now it was a lot easier for me to hit the same people up and say, hey, blogs, I need y'all, let's go. And then it was a lot easier to go from there, to go to Essence and the New York Post and Washington Post did a piece on one of the songs one time, and to keep moving it, where we already had the connections, we had the network and pushed it. But for this next song, I want to talk about what was crazy to me, and I don't even remember how the back end of it happened with you, but what was crazy is that I got a call from Trey after the whole fatherhood thing, right? We did BET 106 in Park. I don't know how Trey hooked this up, but Trey calls me and said, hey, we need to do another video. And I'm like, another video for what? And Trey said, I got a contract, or I got a deal or something like that with the Maryland State Education Association. And I'm like, what? They like the teachers and all this, right? I'm like, this is the union? Like, what is this? And then Trey tells me, I got a song, or they got a movement, right, called Radical Readers. And we want to make a song about it, and we need to get it back to BET. And y'all, I will admit, I'm Mr. Optimistic. But the one thing I do remember, I told Trey, I was like, I don't know if we're gonna be able to make it back to BET. Like these are lofty expectations. I say fatherhood is a hot topic, Trey. Like fatherhood is like, it's a buzzword. Like people want to talk about it. I was like, read this. I'm a reader. I love to read, but I'm like, I don't know. Like, is it a song about read? Like the only Trey before Radical Readers.
And I didn't back then. I didn't like reading back then.
Trey,
now I do.
Right. The only song before Radical Readers that I knew about reading was my man LeVar in Reading Rainbow. That's the only song I could have told you about reading back then. But Trey, I was skeptical. I was like, man, I told Ronnie, I said, this dude making a song about reading. I don't know how this going. I think we might be squeezing the oranges too hard to get juice out. Yeah, and then I think they want him. I said they gonna expect it to go where the last one went, and for us to get the same amount of press. So how did you parlay fatherhood into this other deal? Which again, right, we talking about these are not waters that rappers operate in. But because you went somewhere where rappers didn't, that created a whole opportunity that rappers don't get, where freaking Education Association for the state is saying, hey, we want to tap you. So what that look like? And let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, the success of fatherhood, of course, our expectations for fatherhood, the success of it went beyond what we expected. All right. So with that being said, you're getting a different kind of audience when you put out positivity and records like fatherhood. So, and then being as though that I was Poop from the Wire rapping about something positive, I was attracting a lot of people in the educational system. And I remember being at an event performing fatherhood, and a woman by the name of Deborah Gardner from the Maryland State Education Association, she approached me about doing speaking engagements in schools. And when she said, we got a program, it's titled Radical Readers, and we're trying to get kids to read more, it automatically clicked. I said, well, Deborah, I'm a hip hop artist, and I can write you a song and write these kids a song that'll motivate them more to want to read. And she's like, what do? She said, you sing, or you said you rap? I said, yeah, I rap. And we know hip hop is one of the most powerful tools amongst our young people, even amongst adults, that can really, drive the thinking. So I said, if you give me an opportunity to write this record called Radical Readers, it's gonna be energetic, it's gonna be upbeat. If y'all put up a budget, my man Lamar Tyler gonna come shoot it. So it's crazy, man, because when I wrote Radical Readers, the beat, Don Cox produced the beat,
Man.
which Don Cox, man, shout out to Don, phenomenal
Yes.
producer.
It's crazy.
So when he produced the beat, I was like, me rapping about reading on here, it's not going to be corny. It's not going to be corny. It's going to be me, and we're going to shoot it at my middle school in PG County, Andrew Jackson. And I remember recording it. I remember getting it mixed. And when I took it back, I was sitting in boardrooms with the Maryland State Education Association. Like anybody that was at the top, I was sitting in there with them. And I remember premiering that record, and they were like, how did you do that? Like, that's a song that we know the kids will get hyped about, and it'll make them want to read. Man, I remember calling you with that and saying, man, we got to shoot this video. And once this video is shot, it's going to do the same thing. We're going to attack the same blogs. We're going to attack the same media and get it in the press. And I'm going to take this back to BET and see what they say. And God, it was so crazy because BET premiered Radical Readers.
New joint of the day. Do y'all remember the new joints of the day? Like
new
Radical,
joint of the day.
We bubbled it up the exact, again, right? When you got a system, when you create a system, you don't deviate from the system. You just work to improve it. So we use the same system, the same pipeline we used before to get back where we were at. And like I said, I ain't think that joint's gonna make it back, y'all. I was a little skeptical, but what I will say is, once I heard the song, I told Ronnie, I said, this is Jive a banger right here, right? Let me know if y'all want to hear Radical, or y'all want to see the video or snippet of the video, drop a comment down below in the chat and I'll play it. But Trey, I was like, once I heard the music and then I heard you on it, I was like, we might be working with something here. And then Trey, y'all, like another nugget in the story. Like I said, this ain't what we normally do. It's just A, B, C, D. Like we telling the story and there's nuggets in it. So hopefully you grabbing them. But another nugget in the story right there, hopefully y'all got, was that the first video me and Traders did for the Passion. So for some of you that are early in the journey, early starting out, right? And I ain't talking about maybe you ain't getting all this money doing a specific thing. Or for Trey, he was getting paid in one area, but this is another area he didn't have the same amount of credibility in that he had to come over to. So if you're making that transition or just starting out from something new, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And when we talk about doing what we had to do, right, that was me and Trey the first time, is doing it for the love. Him as the artist, me as the video, we just come together, we joined in to kind of do it, knock it out, and make it do what it do. By doing that created money the second time around. That created somebody that came in and cut the check so that Trey could do what he needed to do, get paid for it. So that I could get paid what I need to do. This time I came from Atlanta. I drove back up to PG County. Shout out to PG. I remember because it was a Martin Luther King holiday. Because the school was closed. I don't remember, the school was closed, but they had all the kids come in.
And they gave us access to the school, man. That's crazy.
So look, y'all, they gave us access to the school. And again, what's crazy, Trey, is, again, y'all, so one of our core values of our company, and I don't think I've told Trey this, but it's from those video days and movie days I used to have. One of our core values of our company is that we do more with less. And not that, when you have opportunity, you got people, you don't bring them in, but the fact that everything don't take a million people. All that is a million excuses that you're making. So that video was Trey rapping. It was me, video director, editor, color correction. I was like the old team, right? Trey was all creative. Trey was rapper. He was directing too. Trey was wardrobe, because he was doing all his own fashions and looks, right? And then we had
Reebok. I got to shout out Reebok, because remember, Reebok was giving me all the clothes.
Right. And then we had the Beat Your Feet Kings. Remember dancing? And they got down. And so look, y'all, we're gonna go to the video. I'm gonna show y'all a piece. They're going crazy in the comments, Trey. I'm gonna give y'all a piece of it, y'all. This right here is Radical Readers. It's the second video we did together. And the second video that we took through our same funnel, got it to BET, debuted on 106 in Park. 106 in Park, new joint of the day. Here it is, Radical Readers.
can succeed if you take 30 minutes out your day just to read. Education is the whole key. Peep game, understand you can achieve your dreams. Don't you wanna educate the world? Whether you a boy or a girl, take it from me and just believe it's important for everybody in the area. Open up these books, right? Open up your mind too. You can shine extra bright. Let me just remind you, don't you think it's time to embrace what you're learning? Can't move forward if the page isn't turning. Radical readers, y'all can be leaders. If we all believe it, nobody can defeat us. Presidents, doctors, isn't it a sight to see? It's your world, so you be what you wanna be. The world's changing, isn't it amazing? The top is a journey that starts with education. Climb on that spaceship, shoot for the moon. Let the negatives pass, the future is you. So do what you gotta do and spread the word around you. Focus on your goals and let the positives surround you. Bad association only leads to disaster. Life is a book, make achievement a chapter. Radical readers, the fact that you know you can succeed if you take 30 minutes out your day just to read.
All right, y'all. So that was a piece of Radical Readers. There we go. Wanda Ray said that beat is fire. I like this one, right? Somebody said Radical Readers, y'all can be leaders. What's up? I think that was Gina, right? So, y'all, a song about reading that we debuted on one on. So I'm talking about we debuting it. We debuting that joint. Like, y'all know what hip hop is. We debuting that joint between the gutterist of the gutter, all these big budget labels, everybody talking about everything, and we just snuck a song about reading up through there.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. So Trey, so we did that, right? You got paid with that. And actually so let's talk about the back end of the business part with that is then you begin touring all around the state of Maryland, the schools performing that, right?
Well, you know what's so crazy, Lamar? I've been I was definitely doing tours in the state of Maryland throughout the Maryland State Education Association, but of course with YouTube, with the blogs that picked it up, I started touring in other cities. So I'm talking about Florida, New York. I mean anybody in the educational system to this day, I still go around and perform Radical Readers. I still perform it to this day in schools. So, I mean, and I'm talking about, it went from starting with the Maryland State Education Association in Prince George's County, and then it went to D.C., then it went to Baltimore. But the out-of-town gigs like Philly, Philadelphia, like I said, New York, Jacksonville, Florida, Virginia, I mean, anywhere you could think of right now, Atlanta, I still will get a call saying, this is reading, this is the month of reading or something like that. Let's, can you come out? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, it's still lingering. I think what we did, I know we created timeless music. You know, we did.
And I'm telling you, the kids be hyped because I still will get, like, to this day, whenever Trey performs somewhere, I'll get comments on a YouTube video, and the joints will be like, he was at my school. I just saw him. I got an autograph, right? They still be coming through the comments. Yeah. They be sharing the joint. They be looking. They go, you perform it. They be looking on YouTube for the music, right? And they find it, and then they leave comments on it. Look, man, people going crazy in the comments about Radical Readers. I told y'all. But look, right? So then we did Radical Readers. So Trey, so then you parlayed Radical Readers. And y'all, if you just joined this, Tray Chaney, actor, rapper, HBO's The Wire. He's Kendrick, right? You can see him catching right now on Saints and Sinners. So we're going to talk about all that, too, for a second. Trey, you good on time, man? Can we go a little bit longer?
Yeah, I'm good for about another 30.
Okay, all right, good.
Or less.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, so look, I love it. Somebody said adding Radical Readers to my keyword list.
Oh, please do. Please do.
Look, we got more for y'all. So then, somehow you parlayed this into the Mike Bully situation. So now we're talking business, right? So how do we get from Radical Readers to Mike Bully, which now I think around this time too, we started saying, all right, like we creating kind of, at this period, we create movement music. It ain't just about like what's trendy or hot right now, but like I said, the fatherhood joint still gets run every Father's Day in places. Now, you know, we start, Yeah, like Trey said, like school's still hitting them up about radical readers, right?
Hmm.
So we almost started making like anthems and movement, and we found I think this part is important for entrepreneurs. We begin to find our lane and find out where
Yeah.
like we fit and where the opportunity was. So then you got an opportunity. How did the Mike Bully thing come around? And then we're gonna show them a piece of Mike Bully too.
What's so crazy about Mike Bully? Mike Bully is another anthem that Don Cox produced. Lamar shot the video, and it's an anthem focusing on putting an end to bullying. It's so crazy, man, because I overheard somebody speaking at one of the Maryland State Education Association meetings about kids going through this whole bullying piece. The kids being bullied, they don't want to come to school no more, and again, being a creative, it's that stay ready so you don't got to get ready. I was ready. I said, I got an anthem for that. They like, nah, you can't do it 3 times. You did fatherhood, you did radical readers. You ain't gonna do no Mike Bully anthem. Lamar gonna shoot the video. Nah, man, I wrote Mike Bully, and Lamar came up with this brilliant idea for the video, this dope treatment. Of course, we shot it at a school. We shot it at a school in Washington, D.C.
Yep.
Shout out to Jenks Morton, because Jenks was working there. Richard Wright.
Richard
You know
Wright.
what I'm saying?
It was
Right.
the purple building, right? Ain't it purple
Yeah.
or blue or something
Jenks,
like that? For those of you, those DC area, right before this was before
yeah.
National Stadium, right? When is before? I think before everything
It,
switched down there.
it was before all of that. So we shot the video there, and I remember us featuring my cousin CJ, and yeah, man, it was the story. The treatment in the video went along with the story of my words that I wrote. So it was amazing, man. Once we shot that video, again, our same connections with the same blog publications with Magic Johnson's network this time.
Yeah.
Aspire picked Mike Bully up. So they picked the Mike Bully video up, and it did run on TV. All of our videos ran on television. That's the crazy part, because with the type of music we were putting out, you wouldn't. I mean, it just wasn't heard of, man. People putting videos on networks like that. But again, I just feel with my persistence, my passion, I was giving people something that you couldn't deny it, even if you wanted to.
Yeah.
So and by the way, the curriculum EP is out. Mike Bully, Radical Readers, all that. It's on iTunes, Tidal, Spotify, Apple Music, all that. I'm gonna do a re-release of them Jones too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's all out, man. And Mike Bully is just encouraging young people to put an end to bullying. And I go around the schools, I speak to young people, I speak to the adults, on how ways we can prevent our young people from being bullied. And it's just an amazing journey. To this day, Lamar, you talking about videos and songs that we did years ago. This still shining, still today. People are still requesting me to come and perform those records still in 2020.
And I love it, right? Because Trey, whenever those topics come up, or those months come up, or those things come up, right? Trey will hit me up like, "Hey man, I just seen the joint again on like MTV Jams." Like they still running on MTV, they still running on the BET channels. And to
a
think,
point
right?
where they don't even call us no more. They don't call us and tell us when they gonna play them. I just randomly wake up and see it, and that's when you know you got something. You got something that's living. You know what I'm saying? It already, we gave the joint legs, and now it was running on its own.
And Trey, another thing, and y'all, let me know if you want to see Mike Bully. Drop a bully down in the comments or something. We'll run drop the word bully down in the comments. We'll show y'all. We'll show you Mike Bully real quick. But Trey, I think this speaks too, right? Because the thing is, the beauty of it, even my audience, like all these videos we talk about, I shot them. Even my audience, most people don't have no idea that I ever did any music video at all. Better yet, joints that was on VH1 Soul, BET, Centric, 106 and Park, New Joints of the Day, multiple times, all this. But what's crazy is I think this also shows that you don't have to have a huge audience of everybody looking at you, right? You was out here, like there are people probably that watch you on TV that know you from the wide, know you that still didn't even know you had this music side to you, but you was out here eating off of it. building contracts
Yeah.
off of it, getting connects torn off of it. So again, that's to the entrepreneurs that you don't have to please everybody. All you got to do is find your lane, find out where, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. And then the money, the income, the revenue, all that stuff will kind of come from it and generate to it. Definitely.
Yeah, and I love that point that you touched on, man. It's a lane that you find, and once you find that lane, like you said, you form a habit in how you push it. You know what I'm saying? You repetitively just keep on doing the same things that you was doing, and I mean it could get a little bit more intense. You know what I'm saying? The grind goes. I go harder for things that come every other day. You know what I'm saying? If I'm writing songs, videos, it's like, all right, for this one, I'm gonna attack the same people, but now I may go to even bigger platforms. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out who the people are at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter now. Like I want them to be my friends, so that thing can get that real push.
In the same method, right? Trey bubbling up everything he did before, right? All the links and all the posts, but now it's just the BETs and the VH1s and the Centrics and the shows and all that stuff on top of it.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So look, we're gonna play this. Then we're gonna start getting some questions and stuff too. Because I see y'all got the questions coming in. All right, y'all. Check this out. This is, I tell you, Trey. Radical Readers is my favorite upbeat joint that we ever did. But from the video, I told Ronnie when I was prepping this show and getting the stuff together, I think Mike Bully is my favorite like video. Like me like watching it, like people be like, hey, Lamar, I want to see fatherhood. I'll be like, hold up, look at this Mike Bully first. You know what I'm saying? So from a creative point, this actually is my favorite. So y'all check out Mike Bully by Tray Chaney right here.
Michael was a good kid, not much of a dreamer. No friends were around. His father wasn't either. He grew up with his mother, no brother, no sister, and her money wasn't good. So there never was a Christmas. Birthdays wasn't special, but Michael didn't mind. Cause as long as he had her, he just know he gonna be fine. And his mom's just getting stressed out. He see that she's tired now, so he makes good at school. Just something for her to smile about. Michael clothes were different. He don't have no Jordans. He wanted banging clothes, but his mother can't afford them. The kids up in his class, they on point, they laugh. They say he look like trash, but he won't say nothing back. And them kids keep on teasing about his weight and about his looks. And he just trying to focus on his grades and on his books. They push him and they hit him, but he don't wanna fight. He go home and them pillows dries tears through the night light.
Stand for our future, stand up. Don't let the bully and hate define us. Stand up for your sisters, stand up for your brothers. Stop fighting each other and fight for one another. Be strong, young people, be strong. Never be afraid to speak out against the wrong. No matter how we look, no matter where we from, put everything aside, come together as one, all love.
Michael was a good kid, they had him in the corner. He turned the other cheek but couldn't stand it any longer. They teased him and he let him. He fell into depression, and the only way to stop him is to show him his aggression. Walking home from school, one day they started teasing him. Michael started talking, hoping he could find some peace with them. They didn't want to listen, they kept trying to make fun, tried to push Michael around, so he turned around and swung. Hit one, but he got hit by everyone standing around. In the end, Michael felt hopeless, falling to the ground. When he came home, his mother asked, what's wrong? She told him, son, be tough, you gotta be strong. Tell the bullies at your school you all should get along. Michael had a feeling that this job would be tough, but the next day in school, Michael prayed to God for courage, approached all the bullies and asked them, was it worth it? After 1 minute from the question sinking in, the bullies realized they all should be friends. Without hesitation came peer mediation. Michael started to develop deep appreciation for the same guys that teased him, hit him for no reason. We're just trying to fit in, but haters never win. Conclusion of the story, make the right decisions. Stand for what you know, put an end to the bullying.
Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. Stand stand for our future, stand up. Don't let the bully and hate define us. Stand up for your sisters, stand up for your brothers. Stop fighting each other and fight for one another. Be strong, young people, be strong.
All right, y'all. That was Mike Bully. My bad, Trey. Had to let that last part ride out. I was about to go, but then I needed to hear that. Stand up, stand up.
Yeah, I do that. I do that at the schools. I make the whole audience stand up. All the kids, all the adults put their fist in the air, all that.
Oh man, so this is good stuff, y'all. Excuse me. Every now and then I gotta take a second for me. You know what I'm saying? I know it's about y'all watching. Every now and then I need to take a second for me. But I love that joint. Um, uh, Trey said Michael clothes are different. He don't have no Jordans. He letting y'all know, right? Mike's living a different life than some of these kids out here, right? The comments going
Yeah.
crazy, man. People said dope video. Angela said, I will fight a kid. They need to leave that baby alone. They need to leave that baby. Man, I bet your cousin CJ probably like a grown man now.
Oh my, CJ taller than us too. Yeah, that is crazy. These youngins, man, they done grew up, man.
So look, y'all. Again, if you just joined, my name is Lamar Tyler, creator, founder, Traffic Sales and Profit, co-founder of Black and Married with Kids, along with my wife Ronnie. We're joined today by rapper and actor Tray Chaney. We talking about how you can use hustle, you can use networking, right? And this is a new segment we're doing called Storytime, where instead of just kind of dropping the facts, we kind of weaving it through our story together in this instance, and then kind of pulling all the nuggets out of it that we've been dropping throughout the way. So if you missed some of them, make sure you go back later and watch this thing in full on a replay. All right, Trey. So we did Mike Bully, and then by now, like it really is like a formula that you got, right? Because we got a formula. We kind of just
Yeah,
rinse and repeat and doing it again. It's no longer like, oh my goodness, if we'll get on the networks, but now the networks are kind of waiting. You got direct connects with all of them, all the blogs,
yeah.
the bigger sites, and like I said, it's really this networking thing. So I got a few questions, and I will say just to kind of wrap the other piece, we did a song called
Self-made
was
star.
well, self-made stars. Get to that. That joint, y'all. You gotta. We're not gonna show it to you, but I will. I'll put up. There we go. I'll put up some of the visuals right there while we talk for a second. Self-made star was. I think that's my favorite Tray Chaney joint. It's just a
Yeah, that
straight
was
up.
one of your favorites.
Yeah, it's just a straight up hip hop banger. I think by that time I was like, man, I'm kind of out of music videos, but I do want to do this one song I heard you got one time. I did want to go back, so I encourage y'all make sure you search for Self-Made Star, get the curriculum
Yeah.
EP Trey was talking about, so y'all can hear that. I think that's my favorite joint. But then Trey, we
And
also
Lamar,
yeah.
I know before we step, man, I do want to let everybody know, man, that, I started Dedicated Fathers Series YouTube page. It's called Dedicated Father Series YouTube page. And every video that we just spoke about is on there. I got 16 videos total.
Perfect.
You did 4 videos out of those 16. So every video that I've ever shot, my new vlog series, the Tray Chaney Conscious Diet, which basically shows how I wake up
Hold
in the
up, Trey.
morning.
I
Huh?
got 5 of them, man. I got 5 of them because we did the live joint for the World AIDS
Oh my
Quilt
God!
at the World
You did
here
5.
in Atlanta,
You did.
y'all. We did the
You
live
did
joint.
5. You did 5 out of 16 videos, man. I apologize for that. Golly, you did so many. You did 5 of my videos. Yeah, they all premiered on MTV, BET, Centric, Revolt.
Because
You did 5 videos.
every year for World AIDS Day, they still run live, right? They still pump that through all the networks.
They still run live. They still run live.
Yeah, man. So I'm sorry. I said to make sure I got my extra video in there. I work
Yeah,
hard for the videos, y'all. But y'all
yeah.
make sure you go to YouTube. What is it again, Trey? It's a Dedicated Fathers.
It's Dedicated Fathers Series. That's my
Okay.
YouTube page, man. Y'all gonna get all positive content, all dope hip hop videos. My vlog series is up there, man, and definitely, man, it's something that I really got serious about when this whole COVID thing hit. Because I've been on a run. Lamar, we travel a lot, and I travel with the speaking engagements. I'm on set in different cities, different states, and when I focused on this Dedicated Father Series page, I said, this is where anything Tray Chaney you want to see is going to be right here. So I put everything on that page, man, and we just been pumping, just getting it out there, man. I want the subscribers to come because I just started it. So it's like I'm starting from the ground up with it. And I love this process because it's like all right, I'm gonna call all the subscribers. I'm gonna be like, hey, look, subscribe to my page today. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, we
Yeah.
just building it. Dedicated Father Series YouTube page is my YouTube page.
Yep, I see. Tamara down in the comment said Washington D.C. in the house. She said, "I know Richard Wright School is down the street from me, and my son was bullied, so I appreciate this." So
That's
again, man,
love.
still touching people. So I will say, Trey, before we wrap, I had a few questions for you. And y'all, I
Yeah,
wanted to point out some things, right? Like how Trey talk about Trey is the dude that be in the comments talking to all the people in the comments. Like Trey is the dude when people hitting him back, he hitting all the fans back. And Trey, that's something like a lot of times my clients they'll say, "Well, Lamar, do I need to do these extra emails? Or do I need to do extra, Facebook Live or extra Instagram Live?" And my answer I always get to them is only if you want more money. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like you ain't got to do nothing, but only if you want more money, you can do it. And I think you, man, are the epitome of that, of a cat I've seen, like I said, over the years, just always be hungry, always be like, look, man, I got to provide and I got to do something for like me and my family. I got my wife, I got my kids, like, and
yeah,
I got to be out here hustling. I'm chasing the dream, but I'm willing to do whatever it takes, whether that's, emailing and messaging and tweeting people from early morning to night to calling every connect you had and not letting fear or none of that stuff get in the way, or what are they going to say, or what if they don't like the music, or what if they don't like the video, none of that stuff are really pushing through.
yeah, man. It's all about that personal, up close connection. What a lot of people don't understand is we have the internet, and just like me and you on here now, everybody that's in the comment section, they gonna hit me up. They gonna hit me on that Dedicated Father Series YouTube page. They might at me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, and I'm gonna hit them back because that's that personal relationship that we all must have as entrepreneurs. You gotta talk to the consumer. Now we got it to we could talk directly to the consumer. We can get everybody's email address. We can have them keep up with our daily routines on what we're doing by going Instagram live throughout the day. Like it's easy now with this internet, man. And it took me even a long time to learn it. But now, man, that I'm constantly learning, every day is a learning experience with this internet. I'm like, that this is how you do it. This is how you do it. You go after your consumers, and everybody's not going to like everything you do. You might put something out and not get one comment. You can't let that discourage you because somebody somewhere is going to see it and they going to have a comment for you, man. And you definitely just got to take advantage of that, by responding back and being personable with them, letting them know, like the young lady on here just said that her son was bullied. That's something for us to be on here talking right now and to be able to say, okay, well, here's the video that can definitely, inspire you or motivate you. That's a connection made off the break.
I love it, man. I love it. So, man, people going crazy down in the comments. I do have to correct something. Danielle said Tray Chaney. She said, "Rest in peace, Poot." Again, Poot from The Wire is still standing, right? Poot, one of the few dudes that never got taken out. I want to dispel any rumors
I,
down in the comments.
yeah, Poot never got killed. Poot,
So
Poot, Poot might,
if they ever make that movie that we all been asking for, like Poot can still walk into the movie, right? Like a lot of cats can't make it. Idris
Poot,
can't make it. He gone. Like a lot of other cats is gone, right? But Poot is still living,
Poot end up working at Foot Locker. If
right?
all my Wire fans out here, hopefully I ain't giving no spoilers out for anybody that ain't seen it. But my character showed that you can go through so many things in life, and once that thing changed you, I done seen friends on that show get killed, get locked up. Poot's character changed his life around, got a job, and man, just think, if a Wire movie is made, I got a job.
There we go. Danielle corrected herself. She said, "Oh man, I need to go back and rewatch the series clearly." So yeah, rewatch it. Everybody
Yeah,
home streaming more than ever before. I think I saw something the other day saying how The Wire, like all these new people are being introduced to The Wire now because everybody home
man.
streaming and stuff like that.
Shout out
So
Shout out to Hollywood Reporter, man, and Vanity Fair that posted that. And it's funny because my picture was up on there. They said since coronavirus and COVID-19 pandemic, The Wire has become the most watched show in the world. And
wow.
just like I said, Lamar, 18 years ago, just think, I I had no idea like what I was a part of, and now to honestly say I'm a part of history. You know, they're studying The Wire. They're taking Wire courses at Harvard. You know, so it's
Wow.
like, okay, I remember getting booked to come to Harvard to speak just about my character. And it's like, man, this show is taking me places that I never could imagine.
I love it. I love it. All right, man. So one more time, Trey, you want to tell them where they can find you again? How can they get in touch with you? How can they hit you up?
Yeah. Well, first of all, my Instagram is Mr. Tray Chaney, and the correct spelling is MrTrayChaney. And of course, on Twitter, because I'm still heavy on Twitter as well, it's just at Tray Chaney, TrayChaney. And then Facebook, y'all got my accounts, the Trey Poot Chaney, because of course I had to throw the Poot in there because of the Wire. That's how they recognize who I am. So Trey Poot Chaney. And then it's a regular page that's just Tray Chaney. They both got, you know what I'm saying, my profile picture with showing his hair on my face, the beard. Lamar, you know, I ain't been to the barbershop. I've been cutting my own junk. so I'm like, man, I done learned how to do a lot of new things, man, since I've been in the house on this quarantine. But at the same time, man, you know, y'all can definitely find me on there. Like I said, man, Dedicated Father Series YouTube page. Make sure y'all subscribe. Man, inbox me, DM me. Like Lamar said, I'm always connecting with the fans, man, and I'm all about giving out great content, putting that content out and learning different things, connecting with people that's positive and motivating and inspiring.
Hey, Trey, and we've been talking about The Wire a lot, man, but they can still catch you right now, right, on actual Saints and Sinners. Can you tell them how they can watch and tune in to Saints and Sinners? I know it's on demand and all that kind of stuff, too.
Man, of course, I play Kendrick Murphy on Saints and Sinners. And right now, it's Bounce TV's #1 show, but y'all can definitely go to Hulu right now and watch all seasons of Saints and Sinners. I play the character Kendrick Murphy. I'm the son of Vanessa Bell Calloway and Clifton Powell, two legendary actors and actresses. And Saints and Sinners, man, like I said, is #1 on Bounce TV's network. And again, you know, just to be on all 4 seasons of such a dynamic, powerful show with an ensemble cast. We got David Banner on there. Again, we got Clifton Powell, Vanessa Bell Calloway, Jasmine Burke, Don Half Kenny. So many amazing actors and actresses on that show. And it's getting a lot of rave reviews, man. A lot of people right now, while they in the house, Hulu. I just found out The Wire and Saints and Sinners is on Hulu right now. So y'all can watch me from a young kid to a grown man. Like, I got 2 shows on Hulu right now where I don't got no hair on my face, and then you can watch me with hair on my face.
All right,
Joe,
y'all.
crazy.
So make sure you follow Trey. Make sure you go to the Dedicated Father Series YouTube page and follow dude on Instagram, on Twitter, and everywhere else. Hey, and let me know too, right, as y'all watching this, if you like this new format. You know, we're going to start doing these more regularly where we kind of do these story time kind of pieces where we kind of bring in people, or maybe I just share a story. But like I said, this is a different way for us to get the content to you and for you to learn throughout the process of other things. You know, Trey, a lot of times people, man, they be, some reason, they be thinking I'm younger than I actually am. So they don't know I got stories. I'm you know, I got I'm grown. I'm grown out here. So I got stories to go back. So I'm trying to share some of these stories. So again, man, thank you for coming through, Trey. I appreciate you.
Hey, man, always, man. And Lamar, man, before I go, man, you got to shoot another video for me, man. I got so many records, man. We got the formula.
All right. All right, y'all. There we go,
man,
right?
we got to talk about it, man. But nah, man, I just want to shout you out, man. Thanks for everything you've ever done, man. You're very inspiring, man, with everything that y'all got going on, man. You and Sister Ronnie, man. And after this, man, we definitely got to talk this week, because I'm ready to really take that thing to the next level, man, like I was telling you, and get involved with, you know, the traffic sales and profit and try to understand it coming directly from you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure, man. You know, I always got you. So yeah, we'll definitely get on that call and talk.
Okay.
And again, like I said, man, appreciate you. For everybody tuning in, I know this is a long one, but hopefully it was worth it. If y'all enjoyed it, do me a favor, drop a comment down below. Let me know. Give us some emojis, some love, some hearts, or something like that. And then make sure you also share this on your pages, on your networks, email it to somebody, right? Because somebody needs the message of Positivity Day we talked about, but then also all these different pieces from being different, right, to how we actually bubbled up and packaged up these videos to go from my daggone garage to having dedicated shows on BET about the actual videos we were doing. The fact you don't stop, leverage what you have, don't wait to be perfect. Find out who the decision makers are, and above all else, right, push through. Don't let fear, self-doubt, or none of that kind of mess stop you. You got to keep pushing. So, all right, y'all, have a great day. All right, thanks again, Trey, and we'll catch y'all next time here. Traffic, Sales, and Profit, Black and Married with Kids, simulcast out to both. Have a great day, y'all. Peace.
Thanks again. All right, brother.